Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts podcast. Before you move on to everything else in your day today, let's take a second and slow things down. We're going to look at what we discovered this past week and see where it actually lands. If you're not familiar with us, my name is Derek, and this is what we're going to call our 3-Minute Thoughts practice podcast. It's a coaching moment on your Saturday to apply what we've gone through throughout the week. It's a short moment to move reading into living. Throughout this week, we've studied Scripture together, one chapter each and every day. And today, instead of adding something new, we're going to ask the question, what is Jesus inviting me into right now? This week, we read John 20 and 21, and then we jumped into the book of Acts with chapters 1 through 3. Jesus rises from the dead and appears to his disciples. He meets Thomas in the middle of his doubt, restores Peter after his failure. And then in Acts, we see Jesus ascending, the Spirit coming, and everything beginning to move outward from the center. Fearful disciples become bold witnesses, a watching crowd becomes a gathered church, and ordinary people begin living with extraordinary purpose. And right in the middle of all of it, Jesus says these words in John 20, verse 21, "As the Father has sent me, even so I am sending you." There it is. There's the shift in focus. Following Jesus isn't just about what he's done for you, it's about where he's sending you next. So let's walk this rhythm together. First, let's notice what stood out this week. Maybe it was Thomas bringing his doubts honestly, or Peter being restored after his failure. Maybe it was the boldness in Acts that seems so different from the fear that was before. Or maybe it's the simple phrase, "I am sending you." The next thing, figure out where it hits your life. Here's the question. Where might Jesus be sending me? A place that I've been resistant to step into. Not necessarily across the world, but maybe so. Maybe it's right where you already are. Maybe it's a conversation, an invitation, a moment to speak up, a chance to serve, a step of obedience you've been putting off for some time. So now things get practical. Here's the chance to take a step forward. One intentional step toward that internal nudge. Nothing huge, nothing perfect, just something faithful. Send the text. Have the conversation. Offer to pray. Step into the opportunity instead of waiting for a better moment. Because quite frankly, you'll never have the perfect moment. And then just keep it simple. As you walk forward, do so obediently, asking God for help. This is where a lot of people get tripped up. Prayer can oftentimes feel inaccessible because we don't have the right words. There were air quotes there, but you couldn't see them. Pray something simple like, "Jesus, thank you for meeting me where I am. Give me the courage to go where you're sending me and help me trust you in the next step." That's it. Because the same Jesus who rose from the grave and the same Spirit who empowered the early church is the same Spirit and the same Jesus who are still at work in you, his people. So today, don't just remember what Jesus has done. Go where he sends. Be well, friends.